Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Welcome from me and Maisie. Oh, she's off. So today, oh, you don't want to leave, do you? Today we're going to be doing a bookshelf tour. So I have my bookshelves behind me and I will do like a spanning view in a bit. So yeah, this is an updated 2021 tour, and because I have acquired quite a lot of books since the last time I did a bookshelf tour. Shameful, but I like collecting books. She's really smelly. She keeps farting. I'll let you go. There we go. And yeah, so we'll just get started with the tour. Okay, so this is like an overview of my main shelves. So I'm gonna do like a zoomed in of each shelf. And you may have noticed if you watched my previous bookshelf tours that some more little cubby holes have been overtaken. It's slowly all getting overtaken by books. I do have a couple of other shelves which I'm also gonna go through. But yeah, I just thought I would show kind of the main, and that's kind of down on the floor, shelves, just so you got an overall picture before we go through each one individually. And I've also got my little TBR cart. And I'm basically going to go through each book, but I'm probably not going to like pull everything out, but I might just pull out ones that I particularly have pretty covers or something. So yeah, so this is the first shelf we have. So I'm just going to remove the little planty things. I don't really know what I'm doing with them, my decor. So yeah, just starting first. So first we have I, Robot by Isaac Asimov, and then The Raven Tower by Anne Leckie, Queen of Coins and Whispers by Helen Corcan. And a lot of this shelf is actually books that were got for me for Christmas, which I'm very thankful for. So yeah, we also have The Grace of Kings by Ken Liu, and also The Wall of Storms by Ken Liu. And I haven't read these yet, but Rue got me Grace of Kings, and then I bought Wall of Storms for myself because Tammy like absolutely adores them. So, and from what she said of Wall of Storms, I think I'm really gonna love it. So yeah, and then we have We Ride the Storm. I can't talk. We Ride the Storm by Devin Madsen. City of Lies by Sam Hawke. So City of Lies is another one that I haven't read, but I'm really excited to get to. Best Served Cold by Joe Abercrombie. This was a charity shop find, which I was so excited by. Just yeah, it was like £2, and it's really pretty cover actually. And then we have Sorcery to the Crown and The True Queen, both by Zen Cho, and they're both really fun books, like very Austen type, but with a bit of fantasy sprinkled in. And then on top we have The Boy, the Mole, the Fox and the Horse, which is like a classic. I feel like it's just the kind of book that you just want to own and like have on your coffee table. And then The Midnight Library by Matt Haig, and I'll show you the cover for this one because it's quite pretty, and just yeah, little cat. So yeah, and that one was also a Christmas present from my grandpa, who is the book fairy. So yeah, so we'll move along. Move the ring light along. This is easy. The ring light's a lot easier than last time I filmed it, because last time I had this whole like debacle. Okay, so this is the best shelf. This is my Stormlight shelf, although I have this little gap here which I don't know what to do with. I think, well, hopefully they'll release Dawn Shard in like they have for Edge Dancer. I have the Stormlight archive. So the first one is The Way of Kings, Words of Radiance, Oathbringer and Rhythm of War. So the first three are all split in two. So like the way it's published here, like the paperbacks, you get part 1 and part 2. Then yeah, I'll get out Rhythm of War, the beauty. So Rhythm of War was actually sent to me by the publisher, which I just so in awe of that and very thankful. Yeah, and then we also have Edge Dancer, which is like a novella. And then I also have these Stormlight Archive tarot cards. So I have like these are basically the reason I started my booktube channel, because I wanted to do an unboxing video for these. So that's like one of my oldest videos, so I'm not sure I'd recommend it, but maybe I'll do like a new version, but I don't know if anyone would be interested in that. But they are really pretty. So that's like Wit / Hoyd, and they go through them all. So let me know if you'd be interested in like an unboxing of them. Okay, then on the shelf we have more Sanderson. So we have Warbreaker, Mistborn Era 2, which is Alley of Law, Shadows of Stealth and Bands of Morning. And then just the standard UK paperbacks of Mistborn Era 1, which is The Final Empire, Well of Ascension and Hero of Ages. Then we also have some other books. So we have Year of the Witching by Alexis Henderson and Bonechild's Daughter by Andrea Stewart. And Bonechild's Daughter is... I love the spine of this one. It's so pretty. I will get it down because I had to get a physical copy. Like the cover and everything is just stunning. I don't know if I'm on a bit of an angle. Sorry if I am. And we have A Winter's Promise by Christelle Dabos. This is a really great YA fantasy series, and the covers are also stunning for that one. And The Chaos of Standing Still, which I got for like $6 when we were in Canada, which is like very cheap to me for a hardback, and I really enjoyed it actually. It's like a YA just like standard, I don't know what the term is. Okay, then next shelf, so we have The Stone Knife by Anna Stevens, then the Licanius trilogy by James Islington. And yes, I know these are in the wrong order. I got quite a few comments on my last bookshelf tour, I think, because there's more series that we're going to come across that are in the wrong order. But I think the reason I do it, it's not just because I'm chaotic. It's so the colours like match, because like here we have some like bluey books. So I wanted to make sure it was like the blue one then carries on into the rest of them. But I also feel like orange, blue, red doesn't really like flow. I like them to kind of flow. Anyway. And then we have The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman, The Deep by River Solomon, The Gutter Prayer by Garth Hanrahan, I'm not quite sure how to say that, Nofet Gloss by Esther Hansen, and Vicious Spirits by Kat Cho. So yeah, these are all like books I'm excited to read. Well, I've read The Deep and The Shadow of What Was Lost, and I really enjoyed them both, and I'm really excited to read the rest of them. Yeah, the shelves don't really have any organization. Like my Sanderson shelves are like, I try and keep like authors together. Like here you'll see this is like my shrine to N.K. Jemisin. Well, I try to keep series together as well, but other than that I don't really have like a fantasy shelf and a sci-fi shelf. It's all just a bit random. So yeah, so we have N.K. Jemisin, The City We Became, the Broken Earth trilogy, and like these are in the wrong order, I know, but it's just for like colour flow, because I wanted these two next to each other. And then yeah, The Shadowed Sun and the Killing Moon, which is the Dreambud duology. Then we have Raybearer by Jordan Ifuko, the City of Stairs trilogy by Robert Jackson Bennett. These ones are actually in the right order, I will have you all know. Kindred by Octavia Butler, which is an amazing book. I love that. A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik, and this one was sent to me by the publisher, which also like wow. And Unspoken Name by A.K. Lockwood. This is one of my favourite books that I read in 2020, so very fun and very gay. Oh, sorry, it's a bit shaky cam. Okay, then next one. So this one is another shelf with quite a few favourites on. So we have The Shadow of the Fox by Julie Kagawa and Soul of the Sword and Night of the Dragon. That's all one trilogy. And then we have books 1 and 2 in the Greenbone saga, so Jade City and Jade Legacy. And I'm very excited for Jade City and Jade War. And the last book, which is coming out later this year, is Jade Legacy, which I'm excited for. I got there in the end. The Reckless Afterlife of Harriet Stoker. This is a great ghost book. If you like ghosts, I would highly recommend. And then the Chorus of Dragons series by Jen Lyons. So Ruin of Kings, Name of All Things, and Memory of Souls. And these are also in the wrong order, but I needed the like black flow to work. So that's why. Okay, then we'll rotate around. And this is the start of my TBR cart. So I've got Ginger there. So this is the top row. I'll do like a span of all the rows later on, but we'll deal with the top row first of all. And my dress, which sometimes is just hanging on my wardrobe, but I feel like it sometimes features in videos. So we have The Never Tilting World and the Ever Cruel Kingdom by Rincha Pecco, Gideon and Harry the Ninth by Tamsin Muir, the collector's editions, or the I think it's the 10th anniversary editions of the Miss Spawn trilogy. They're also in the wrong order. There's not a reason for those being in the wrong order. That's just me being chaotic. And then Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, the collector's editions. And then behind, we have My Little Plant, which used to live like here, but now it's been hidden by other books. And we also have Boo. So, yeah. Okay, so the camera might get slightly shaky from now on because it is too low now for my ring light, so we're having to hold it. But this is like some hardback shelf. So we have Angel Mage by Garth Nix, Holy Sister by Mark Lawrence, which, yeah, I own this. I mean, Mark Lawrence isn't really an author I want to support, but I do have 2 of his books, but which I'll keep them because I like them and I already paid for them. But yeah, I probably won't be buying any more of his books. Same with Paul Kruger, actually, with Steel Crow Saga. But I mean, I do like the spine of this book. But yeah, he's a very nasty author, so won't be buying any more of his books. And then we also have Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo, Supernova, which is the final book in the Renegade series, which I really like. Heart of Flames, which is the second book in the Crown of Feathers series by Nikki Paparetto, which I also really like. And I really want the Owl Crate edition. I think it's the Owl Crate edition of Crown of Feathers, which is like the purple edges. Oh, it's so pretty. That's like one of my most wishlist books, along with the hardcover of The Poppy War and the hardcover of Nevermore. Crescent City by Sarah J Maas. This is another one with like, hang on. This is another one with like a really pretty cover. I wanted to get a physical copy because it's so pretty. I know Sarah J Maas probably doesn't need my money, but you know. And then It's Fallen Out, The Language of Thorns by Leigh Bardugo, which is also really pretty. And the illustrations in this one are really good. Yeah. Along, we have The Faithful and the Fallen series by John Gwynne. So Malice, Valor, Ruin, which I've read these 3. I've finally read Ruin. It only took me 6 months. And Wrath, which I haven't read yet, but I want to soon-ish. And then Battle Royale, which I read in October. And this is our book club pick. And it was a really fun discussion. Then we have Check Please, which is one of my favourite graphic novels, as well as Heartstopper, which is also one of my favourite graphic novels. And yeah. Okay, next shelf. So we have the Wormwood trilogy by Tade Thompson. So Rosewater, which I've read, and then Redemption and Insurrection, which I haven't read, but I want to. And these covers are really pretty. I will get one out. Oh, no, they're wedged in. I always wedge my books too hard and then they're really hard to get out. Yeah, they're just all, I think Redemption's my favourite because of the colours. It's like, yeah. We have The Deathless Girls by Karen Millward Hargrave. That's another one with a really pretty cover. Ace of Shades and King of Fools by Amanda Foody. They're a really fun YA series, which I love. Tower of Dawn by Sarah J Maas, which is the only Throne of Glass book that I own physically. I own all the rest of my Kindle, but I really love, well, yeah, I loved / love the series. And Tower of Dawn is probably one of my favourites in the series. Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik. The Girl Who Speaks Bear by Sophie Anderson. And then the Frostheart. So this is like my little polar fantasy section. And then Frostheart and the sequel by Jamie Littler, which are one of my favourite middle grades. And I know, I'll get it out because the spines are worth it. Which, they're the spines. They're so pretty. I love them. I have The Rise of Kyoshi and The Shadow of Kyoshi. And then the last one on this row, before we get to the TBR cart. So we have The Prince and the Dressmaker by, I think it's Jen Wang. And then Loveless by Alice Oseman. The Illuminae Files by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. The Ninth Reign by Jen Williams. The Lies of Locke Lamora trilogy. It's not a trilogy, it's a series. I don't know what the name of this series. Oh, Gentlemen Bastards, that's it. Which this is actually, I feel like I never talk about this, but this is one of my favourite fantasy series. Locke and Jean, I love them. And then The Girl and the Stars by Mark Lawrence, which has a very pretty cover. But we won't talk about that. Okay, and then this is the next row down on the TBR cart. This is like my colourful shelf, which I really like. So yeah, so you have Spin the Dawn by Elizabeth Lim, and an enchantment, you don't want to see my manky fingers, and an Enchantment of Ravens by Margaret Rogerson. I also really want to get some like little magnet things. I think they would be cute. Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom by Leah Bodigo, just the like standard editions. Ari Shah and the End of Time, Ari Shah and the Song of Death, Ari Shah and the Tree of Wishes, which is the first 3 books in the Pandava Quartet by Roshani Chokshi. The Girl Who Drank the Moon, which is a really cute middle grade. Like if you want like Studio Ghibli vibes, it's great. Havenfall by Sarah Holland, I think, which is a YA. I haven't read it yet. So I'm not very good at keeping up with this, but if a book has a tab on it, means I haven't read it yet. But like, not all books. All books that have tabs on I haven't read, but not all books I haven't read have tabs on, if that makes sense. The Left Hand of Darkness by Ursula Le Guin. Ivy Aberdeen's Letters to the Lost by Ashley Herring Blake. Vicious by V. Schwab. A Diary of a Confused Feminist by Kate Weston, I think. Castle of Tangled Magic by Sophie Anderson, which is like, I think Girl of Speaks Bear is like separate from it, but they're the same author and kind of the same series because they have like connections. The Empire of Dreams, which is the 4th book in the, I don't know what the series is called, Girl of Fire and Thorns, which this cover's really pretty as well. And then we have The Dark Tide by Alicia Janiska and One Last Stop by Casey McCriston. And One Last Stop is an art copy because it's not out till May, but I will show you the cover because it's so pretty. That was a silly voice, but yeah, I just love it. Okay, so this is the bottom shelf. So we have Little Women, which is a very pretty edition, which I won't get it out because it's a bit wedged in. Then Dragon Pearl by Yoon Ha Lee, Orion Lost, Earthsea by Ursula Le Guin, The Three-Body Problem, Strange the Dreamer, A Heart So Fierce and Broken, which you can't see very well because like the, not shimmery, like reflective, I don't know. Broken Stars, which is a sci-fi anthology, which is really good. I really like that. I think it's all translated as well. The Tiger and the Wolf by Adrian Trovosky. You can't see the title, but that's what it is. Children of Time, also by Adrian Trovosky. Oranges Are Not the Only Fruit by Jeanette Winterson. The Word for World is Forest by Ursula Le Guin, which I'm really excited to read. I've heard good things. How Long Till Black Future History Month by N.K. Jemisin, which isn't with the other N.K. Jemisin books, but also there wasn't room for it, so I had to put it there. And this is the only one of her books which I haven't read, and I'm really excited to read. And then A Sprinkle of Sorcery by Michelle Harrison, which is the 2nd book in the Pinch of Magic series, and I have the Pinch of Magic on audio. And the 3rd book comes out soon, actually. I read an arc, which was really good. So, yeah. And then we also have on top A Hero Born by Jin Young. And this one I was meant to be buddy reading, but now all the people who were doing the buddy read have all read it. And now I haven't read it. So I'm the only one. And I'm feeling shameful that I haven't read it yet. Which is totally my fault, but, you know. And then also Library at Mount Char by Scott Hawkins, which is a floppy paperback. So it's quite good for wedging in. Yeah, and then coming back this way, because I just have some DVDs, which are like my little Disney / Studio Ghibli collection. And yeah, How to Train Your Dragon. I don't think that's Disney, it's DreamWorks, but you know. And also, oh yeah, Frozen's there. There's another one which is meant to be there but isn't there. And then we also have Saga, which this is like the massive compendium of all 9 volumes, which could easily double as a weapon if I ever needed to defend myself. But yeah, I really enjoy this series. I know it gets some people don't like it, which is fair enough because it's a bit strange, but yeah, I know I really liked it. And then more like graphic novels and manga. So we have the Full Metal Alchemist Full Metal editions, volumes 1 to 10, which some I bought for myself and some were very kindly gifted to me. So yeah, they're looking very pretty. And then we also have Deep Grey Man, which Tammy gifted me for Christmas, and I actually read it and I really enjoyed it. It's a bit crazy, but it's fun. And then we have a couple of Katie O'Neill's books, so Princess Ever After and Aqua Concave, and they're both really good. Their like art styles are stunning. I love her kind of art style. It's just so pretty. And then we have What We Don't Talk About, which is a book that was sent to me by the publisher, and it's really good. It's a really interesting look at kind of interracial relationships. Yeah, and then we have Monstrous volumes. So this one is volumes 1, 2, and 3 in the big like hardback thing, and then at volume 4 and 5 I just have individually. And then this is just a random notebook. It's another kind of slightly miscellaneous shelf. But we have June by Frank Herbert, Children of Earth and Sky by Guy Gabriel Kay, A Natural History of Dragons by Marie Brennan, The Wolf, Warren Yarrow by Chaos Veloso, Empire of Silence by Christopher Rucchio, A Memory Called Empire by Candy Martin, and I really want to, well, when it comes out, I really want to get the sequel, A Desolation Called Peace, because I've read it, an arc, and I really enjoyed it. But it only comes out in hardback, and I'm having a crisis now of where I'm going to put it when I get it, which is such a stupid thing to worry about. Well, I'm not even worrying, just think about. Then we have Wonderscape by Jennifer Bell, which is middle grade. Library of the Unwritten by AJ or AK? I think AJ Hackworth. And A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson, who went to the same university as me, which is cool. King of Crows by Libby Bray, which is a very sad injured copy, which that footage is iconic. Will live forever in my memory of me breaking it on camera. Solaris by Stanislaw Lem, which is like a classic sci-fi. Then The Tiger's Daughter by Kate Arsenault Riviera, and Girl Serpent Thorn by Melissa Barstust. Okay, then I thought we could just do the TBR cart in total. So that's what it looks like all in one. It's the white one. It's just from IKEA. And I don't know why I call it a TBR cart, because it's not my TBR. It's just a book cart. Like, there's only a couple of books on there which I haven't read. Okay, then here we have a few homeless books which are just currently living on my desk, which my desk is a bit of a mess, so please don't judge me. But we have Foundation by Isaac Asimov, Chilling Effect by Valerie Valdez, my Oxford Handbook of Clinical Medicine, which is like a little guide book just for like having in your pocket on the wards, which is handy, but also at the moment I'm not doing really any like medical or surgical general specialties. We're kind of doing special things this year, so I don't really have it with me at the moment, so it just lives on my bookshelves. The Southern Booker's Guide to Slaying Vampires, and then also An Arc of Malice by Heather Walter, which I'm very excited for. It's a Sapphic Sleeping Beauty retelling, so it sounds really good. And then I also have this really cool bookmark, which I got with an order from Blackwell's, and it's like one of the prettiest bookmarks I've seen. So yeah, I'm quite excited to have that one. I don't know where my fancy Crown of Feathers bookmark is, which is my other favourite bookmark, but yeah. Okay, then this is the bookshelf above my desk. So I have this little tree light thing, which I'll just remove so you can see them better. And a little kitty. That's a random cat. I should probably put a picture of Maisie in there. Or maybe one of Molly, our old cat, to remember her by. So I have the Winter of the Witch, Bear and the Nightingale, and Gill in the Tower. They're also in the wrong order. We'll just ignore that. Oh, I know why. It's because the Bear and the Nightingale and the Winter of the Witch, they both have that kind of darker blue, and then the Girl in the Tower's a bit lighter. So I wanted them together rather than having the Girl in the Tower in the middle. And then we have The Red Squirrels of Magic by Cassandra Clare. And then the Immortal Instruments series, which I quite like those spines. I got that box set for about £10, I think. Yeah, and then the fancy editions of, I will get them down, Chain of Gold and Clockwork Angel, and I really love both those editions, and I'm very happy to have them. Yeah, because I'm a bit of trash for Shadowhunters. Okay, and then I also have Clockwork Prince, which I don't know why I only have like that, but the others I have on my Kindle. I think that one was a Christmas present. And then Eye of the World, The Cursed Eye of the World. And then 12 Kings, which I think has a slightly different name in the US. It's like the 12 Kings of Shara or something. The Name of the Wind and Wise Man's Fear. Another infamous book in my channel. Then we have Circe by Madeline Miller, which has a really pretty cover. Once Upon a River by Diane Setterfield, which I really like that book. It's really like ghosty. It's so good. I lied about Sarah J Maas. A Court of Frost and Starlight, which is the only ACOTAR book I own like physically. yeah, I have the others on my Kindle, but I do like that series. The Goblin Emperor by Catherine Addison. This is another one which I really love, and I think it's underrated. And actually the sequel's coming out later this year, which I'm quite excited for. It's just really like wholesome. I'm gonna move the camera slightly so we can see like the end of this shelf. And we have the Psychology of Time Travel, which is like a thriller, sci-fi. Yeah, and then we have Waking Gods and Sleeping Giants by Sylvia Newell. And then the Wayfarers books by Becky Chambers. And also I have an Arc of the Galaxy and the Ground Within. And then above it we have The Space Between Worlds by Micaiah Johnson and The Sky Beyond the Storm. I don't know what has happened to that bookmark. It's like deviated down. I don't know, which is my currently reading at the moment. And yes. So that one's very pretty. I like the cover and the sprayed edges. So yeah, I'll leave that one down because it's my current reading. And then we had The Burning God and the Dragon Republic by R.F. Kuang. And yes, I would really love the popular hardcover, but I feel like it's quite hard to acquire. And then The White Princess by Philippa Gregory. I've had that book forever. I used to like Philippa Gregory books, I think, when I was about 14. And then Kingdom of Souls by Rena Barron and King of Scars by Leah Bardugo. Okay, so this is the last section, which is kind of at the end of my bed. So I'll go shelf by shelf, and this is kind of maybe slightly older books, but also have some new ones, so, and the decorations. Okay, so this bottom shelf we have the unicorn candle, which I'm not really sure what this smells like, to be honest. I've never burnt it, but I got it for Christmas one year. So we have Fireborn by Rosia Munda, Aurora Rising by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, the Night World series, which I loved when I was younger. I really want to do a video where I like reread them and see what I think of them now. And then we have some like random hardbacks on top. So we have Burn by Patrick Ness, Scavenge the Stars by Tara Sim, Kingdom of Back by Marie Liu, The Gracier by Kim Liggett, and The Mercies by Karen Millwood Hargrave. And then carrying on the bottom, we have Into the Crooked Place by Alexander Christo, The Wizards of Once by Cressida Cowell, which is a middle grade, but I don't really love it that much, but I just keep it for now until I need some more space. The Trials of Apollo by Rick Riordan, books 1 and 2. I love this series. I think it's my favourite Rick Riordan series. But the others I own on my Kindle. We Are All Completely Beside Ourselves by Karen Joy Fowler. The Hate You Give by Andrew Thomas, The Opposite of Always by Justin A. Reynolds, Stargirl by Jerry Spinelli, Attachments by Rainbow Rowell. I've had that one for ages. I really need to get rid of it. The Bells by Danielle Clayton, The Smoke Thieves by Sally Green. Move this out the way. Other Words for Smoke by Sarah Marie Griffin. That's a really cool atmospheric book, actually. I never talk about it, but I liked it. Caraval Legendary and Finale by Stephanie Garber, Bloom, which is like a graphic novel, kind of similar to Heartstopper, but set in this like bakery. Then we have Nightshine by Tessa Gratton, Blazer 8 Games, Hollypocks and Wondersmith, which I really want the hardcover for Nevermore, the blue one, but it's really hard to find, so yeah. And then Love Frankie by Jacqueline Wilson. Okay, then Upper Layer. So we have hang on, I'll move these. So we have the Study in Charlotte series, by Brittany Cavallero. I love that series. It's so fun. It's like set in a boarding school. And I didn't really like Truly Devious that much, but I really like that series. They're kind of similar vein. Zenith, I don't know why I own that. I've never read it. And I bought it before I even knew it was by like a booktuber, which is crazy. Yeah. So then Dreams of Blood and Starlight, Days of Blood and Starlight, and Dreams of Gods and Monsters by Laini Taylor, which are the second 2 books in the Daughters Make Moan series, and I own the first one on my Kindle. Furies of Calderon by Jim Butcher and Stalking Jack the Ripper by Kerry Manaselko. I own all the other Furies of Calderon books or Codex Flora books on audio because they're narrated by Kate Redding, which I really love, and I do really like that series by Jim Butcher, which I hate Stormfront, which you probably know if you watch my channel, but I do really like that series. And I also like the Aeronauts Windless by him. the first 3 books in the Bloodline series by Rochelle Mead, which I loved when I was little. Well, not little, but like a young teenager. The Maze Runner series, another like old classic. Pretties and Uglies, also another old classic. The Scythe trilogy by Neil Shusterman, which is a really good dystopian series actually. It's a bit newer and I think it's really good. Then the last 3 books in the Vampire Academy series by Rochelle Mead. I don't know, I think I read the first 3 from my school library, which is why I don't own them. Her Royal Highness by Rachel Hawkins and Changeling by Philippa Gregory. And then we also, on top, we have Neil Gaiman by Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman. Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. Midnight Riot by Ben Aronovich. I think this is also known as Rivers of London. And then Look in the Shadows by Lynn Fleming, which is like a classic fantasy, I think. And it's, yeah, so that's that one. So I couldn't be bothered to go back to my bookshelves, so you're just getting me against the wall, sorry. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this bookshelf tour, and if you did, please give it a like and consider subscribing if you haven't already. And I know I'm very lucky to own all these books, like I truly treasure them all, like every single book I get I just yeah, and I am very privileged to be able to own so many books. But yeah, well, they just bring me so much joy and happiness, and yeah, so I'm really proud of my little collection. But yeah, so I hope you're all having a great day, and I will see you next time.